Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text, time to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at Acts chapter 9. I'm just double checking, Acts chapter 9, yes! And it's the story of Saul being converted to Paul and Ananias, and this is a great story. I mean, it doesn't matter where it happens. It is a great story. There's Saul, who Ananias knows is a bad dude, and he has a vision that says, go and visit this person who he knows has been killing Christians. And it's like, God, do you really know what you're doing? I'm questioning that. And so really, really interesting stuff that you just go, wow. And so I keep coming back to a theme, and that theme is actually the theme for the ELCA Youth Gathering this year, and that this changes everything. Because it's a pretty big deal that Saul, who has been killing Christians, all of a sudden is converted to be a follower of Jesus. I mean, that is, talk about a pendulum swing. I mean, that is full conversion. I mean, it's metanoia. It's turning the opposite direction. It's going this way. It changes everything. So, a couple of items I'm thinking about working, and these are springboard stuff because it's a big story, and you've got to figure out what works best for your kids on how to talk about that. This is a big change. I mean, this is a really big change. To the point you could, I was thinking about my dad. My dad's full name is Wayne Warren Stevens, and he was born as Warren Wayne Stevens, and his dad was Warren Wayne Stevens. And when my dad got older, he wanted to legally change his name to where his middle name, Wayne, would be his first name, Wayne Warren. And all of the stuff that went through to actually make that happen. We can talk about baptism when God claims us and we are made new children of God. That's a big change. Couple items I've been looking at the Dollar Tree. One, I came across, they had their big erasers in stock, and a while back, a long time ago, they had ones that had oops on the big eraser. I liked this one. Not again. Not again. And that sometimes I feel that way. Not again. But this huge eraser that can erase our mistake, and it's like this changes everything. So some of that, I'm jumping all over the board because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this. But two items that come to mind. One is something that you have in your house, and it's a remote control. And talking about how a friend of mine said, you know, I got this universal remote, and when I got it, I thought, you know what? This changes everything. This, you know, it's a bad joke, and but this idea of the remote is we using the change and what changes us, and that's God. But where I am headed is more, you know, I'm looking at the experience of Ananias, hearing that they're being sent to Paul, and that fear. And so, if you've ever tried to comb a kid's hair, that especially if it's a kid that has long hair, boy or girl, and you try to comb the hair at the in the morning or after a nap, and you go to try to comb the hair, and you bring out that hairbrush, there's a lot of times the kid is gonna go because you know that as you're trying to comb the hair, you get that tangle, you get that hurt, you get that pull, and I mean, it is like brushing the hair of a wild raccoon. I mean, it's just trying to get that through. And there can be fear. I mean, so when you bring up that hairbrush to brush the hair, it's like, I don't know, no. And so there's an item, it's at the Dollar Tree, but you can get it anywhere, and if you have a kid with long hair, you probably have it, but it's the spray-on detangler, where you spray it on the hair and then you use the brush or the comb, and it helps detangle the hair so that that brush can go through and not cause as much pain. It makes it doable, or it makes it a little more enjoyable. For my daughter, this changed everything. This changed her experience of having her hair brushed. It changed my experience about brushing my daughter's hair. It changed everything. And so this is the item I'm using, about something that came into my life and that really changed everything. And about how with Paul being changed from Saul to Paul, how that changed everything for Paul. And then for Ananias to meet Paul and to be called, as God says, I am calling you, and that changed everything. That God is constantly changing everything. Last year, 2015, around this same cycle, I used tape and talking about how God continually enlarges the circle. That if you draw either like either chalk or tape or a rope and you draw it around there, that God then will move the circle. God always expands the circle. God always is welcoming more and more and more people in, especially the ones that we don't think belong. Anyway, getting all across the board here. This changes everything. That's the theme. Springboard for your own thinking on this. I'm using the detangler, and about how that changed my experience with and my daughter's experience. And so I really, when I was a kid and I had long hair, I really wish I had something like that. But anyway, I hope this can be a springboard for your own thinking. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Christ is risen. Christ is risen indeed. Hallelujah.